Greetings from Hospitality Engineering. Soft Skills for Engineers. Module 13 Part 21. Before you travel. Hospitality Engineering has come up with yet another itinerary for your journey with us. Today we will be looking at how to prepare ourselves before we travel. A couple of tips to go by before we plan on a trip. Let's get on with the video. After watching this video till the last, you will be well versed with understanding the basic sightseeing information about a city. Talking about how often something happens using always, often, never, and other phrases. Understanding and using words associated with an international trip. Writing about famous sites in your city or country. Let's move to the vocabulary needed to get by and start with the nouns involved. First and foremost we have activity, which means something to do, especially for pleasure. Example: Brian enjoys many different outdoor activities, like hiking and bike riding. Next is climate, which means weather at a particular place. Example: I really like the warm climate in southern France. Moving on, we have event, which means an interesting or important performance or party. Example: the Boston Marathon is a big event in Boston. The next thing we have is insurance, which happens to be an agreement with a company that it will pay for unexpected expenses, like medical expenses. Example: Carol's medical bills were very high. It's good that she has health insurance. Following we have mixed feelings, which term to positive and negative feelings about the same thing. Example: I have mixed feelings about my job. I love my coworkers, but I don't like my boss. Next we have reservation, which translates to an appointment or arrangement for a hotel, restaurant, or airline. Example: we have a dinner reservation at the new Korean restaurant, Arang. In the next slide we start with sights, which means a place that is interesting to see. Example: the Great Wall is the most famous sight in China. Following we have sightseeing, which terms to the activity of visiting popular or famous places. Example: in Paris I went sightseeing and saw the Eiffel Tower and the Louvre. The last but not the least we have traveler's check, which means something that is used in place of money when people travel. Example: when I went to Europe, I took traveler's checks instead of cash. Now let's move on to a different form of vocab, the verb. We have listed only one under it this time, which is depends on. Happens to be a phrasal verb, which means to be likely to change because of something else. Example: our plans for the weekend depend on the weather. Moving on, we have adjectives, which make up a good fraction of the vocabulary. Starting with adjectives, first, we have complete, which denotes having no necessary parts missing. Example: Lou has a complete set of encyclopedias. Next is concerned, which purports to worried about something or someone. Example: I'm concerned about my brother's health. In the vocab genre, we have come up to adverbs. The first adverb we have listed is generally, which suggests usually, or for the most part. Example: the weather is generally warm in Rio de Janeiro. The next one listed is particularly, which denotes especially, or more than other similar things. Example, Leslie is an artist. She's particularly good at painting. Moving on from vocabulary to grammar, let's take a look at the simple present tense. When discussing routine activities, typical occurrences, and constant truths, use the simple present tense. Here is a structure on how a positive statement is constructed. I plus V, base form. He/she/it plus V, base form, plus S. You/we/they plus V, base form. Use the base form of the verb when I, you, us, them, or a plural noun is the sentence's subject. Most verbs require the suffix s when the subject is he, she, it, or a singular word. There are irregular forms for several verbs. Be is inconsistent with all subjects. The verb be can be abbreviated in all present tense forms. When the subject is he, she, it, or a single noun, the verbs have, do, and go are improper. Here is how we form negative statement. Using am not with I am not. Using is not / isn't with he/she and it, he/she/it isn't. Using are not / aren't with you, we, and they, you/we/they aren't. I don't plus V, base form. He/she/it doesn't plus V, base form. You/we/they don't plus V, base form. The present tense of be with not is the form for negative statements with the verb be. Except for the following am, you can shorten not to nt. S plus, does/does not, plus the base form of the verb is the form for negative statements for all other verbs. Do not and does not may be abbreviated as don't and doesn't, respectively. Lastly, we have adverbs of frequency. Some commonly used terms are always, usually, often, sometimes, seldom, rarely, never. S plus adverb plus V. S plus be plus adverb. When expressing frequency in the simple present tense, use specific adverbs. If the verb is not be, frequency adverbs occur before the verb. The adverb follows the verb if the verb is be. Here's an explanation on everything we covered so far under grammar. Use the simple present tense to talk about things that you do regularly, things that usually happen, and things that are always true. When the subject of the sentence is I, you, we, they, or a plural noun, use the base form of the verb. When the subject is he, she, it, or a singular noun, add s to most verbs. When the subject is he, she, it, or a singular noun, add es to verbs ending with ch, s, sh, x, or z. For verbs ending with a vowel plus y, just add s. For verbs ending with a consonant plus y, change the y to I and add es. Some verbs have irregular forms. Be is irregular with all subjects. All present tense forms of be can be shortened. Have, do, and go are irregular when the subject is he, she, it, or a singular noun. The form for negative statements with be is the present tense of be plus not. You can shorten not to nt, except after am. For all other verbs the form for negative statements is s plus, do/does not, plus base form of the verb. You can shorten do not to don't and does not to doesn't. Use certain adverbs with the simple present tense to show how often something happens. Adverbs of frequency come before the verb, unless the verb is be. If the verb is be, the adverb comes after the verb. Thank you for watching till the end. We hope you picked up everything you were looking for. Please don't hang back on any queries. Contact us on ganesan.kcef@gmail.com. Before you leave, if we were successful to help you even a little bit, please like, subscribe and hit the bell icon because we would not want to stop helping you.